this morning,
Go for it, Blake.
this morning I got up early. I was out and I was feeding. Okay? Has anybody been outside at 4:30 this morning or any morning? Okay, there are very few hands that go up. 4:30, I went out and I was feeding. Now, there was something about feeding that at 4:30 in the morning that you have to have.
That works.
Because in case you've never been out at our place, there's a, unlike here, there's a small lack of lighting. So, when the lights go off at our house, which by the way, we live in the country on a rural co-op, lights go out a lot, lightning storms and all. We have to have several things. We've got, if I can get this thing to work right. Oh, there it is. I got them on our phones.
Yes.
Hey, you turn that off. Okay. We got big lights. Oh, we can even do area lighting. And then I got one that stays right by my head at night, so I can see if the lights go out. Now, one thing I was going to bring, but then my wife was coming and I couldn't sneak it out of the house. We also have kerosene lanterns all over the house. And believe me, if I broke one of her antique kerosene lanterns, death would be a welcome. Yeah. Anyway, so we have kerosene lanterns. We have candles. I hate going to the candle aisle. That woman smells every stinking candle 3 times before she makes a decision. I can make it about 2, and my smeller is gone. Okay? Any of the guys with me? I don't know how women can do it. And I'm like, well, they all smell the same now. It's like, I don't know. This smells like jasmine. This smells like, what was another one? What was it? Cinnamon apple. After you hit cinnamon apple, that's it. All you can think about is apple pie. That's it. Well, this smells like, no it doesn't. It smells like an apple pie. Forget it. But anyway, we've got lights all over the place. And the reason is, you cannot function without some sort of light. I have a daughter who is a night owl. She has been a night owl since she was born. I'm talking about as a toddler. I walked past her room and she's sitting in her bed going, it's raining, it's pouring. I said, go to sleep, child. You know, like 2 in the morning, go to sleep. She was just like that. Of course, you try to wake her up in the morning. It don't work so well. Even now, she works nights at a nursing home. And she's happy with it. She gets off, goes home, sleeps all day, gets up. But the fact is, she still cannot work without lights. Nothing happens in the dark that you can do without some sort of light. Has anyone ever been in total darkness? Yeah. Any guy, all the husbands are going, yeah. No. I went, when I was a little boy, and I was real little, I went with my family on a vacation to, and I think it was Carlsbad Caverns, I'm not sure. But we go down into this cave. And I remember the guy saying, okay, does anyone have the little glow-in-the-dark dials on their phone? Remember that illumination stuff? On their watches. He said, I want y'all to look at that. He said, what we're going to do is to be in total darkness for 1 minute. And I also can remember my mama reaching down and grabbing my hand. I don't understand. She must have thought I was mischievous or something. But anyway, so the guy, they turned the lights off. And you know, folks, I'm standing like this far from my mom's leg and I couldn't see it. And there was nothing. When the lights came back on, he said, how many of y'all wearing the little dial, luminous dials could see them? Nobody. because it takes a little bit of light, just a minute amount of light, to light those up so you can see them. That doesn't actually glow in the dark. It reflects light. It comes from the moon or whatever, star, I don't know. But you have to have some sort of light. He said if we came down here and turned the lights off and everyone was facing the way out, less than half would make it out. Think about that. Less than half would have made it out. And we're facing the door. Because in total darkness, you cannot see. The optical nerve in your eye cannot refract anything. And as my mom used to say, there's nothing good happens after dark. She was not as wild as I was. Okay. So in Matthew 5. Matthew 5. 1, 2, 3. Getting better. Getting better. Guys are breaking free and turning pages. Come on. Oh, you memorized it. Okay. Good. I have to have bookmarks because I can't even remember where the verses are I was going to use. And then I've got to mark them because sometimes I'll turn to the page and go, what's it on this page I was going to use? So, Matthew 5, starting in 13. It says, you're the salt of the earth. But if the salt loses its saltiness, how can it be made salty again? No longer good for anything except to be thrown out and trampled by men. You are the light of the world. A city on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand and it gives you light to everyone. I can't even pronounce that. It gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, that they may see your good deeds and praise your Father in heaven. Okay. In our house, we have an early warning system most of the time for our lights to go out. And it's funny how it works. Thunderstorm rolls up, boom, lights go off and come back on. And my wife and granddaughter goes, there's one. And they get up and start putting lamps everywhere and candles everywhere. Boom, lights go off and on, there's two. They start getting everything and positioning themselves. Because the third time that rascal goes off, they're lighting stuff. Because it's going to be off for a while. So, they light it up, and then they throw a blanket over it, right? Why would somebody do that? Why would somebody cover up a bright light? The only time I do that is when I'm trying to sleep. And we have these night lights all around the house that drive me absolutely bonkers. When it's dark, I want it, and when I'm sleeping, I want it dark, because those lights are. Anyway. So here we are. We are the light of the earth. As Christians, we are like the moon. We reflect the light of God. You mean the moon's not bright on its own? No. The brightest moon we see is nothing but a reflection of the sun. That's why we have stages of the moon when the earth shadow blocks it. A reflection of the sun. We are a reflection of the one true living God. My desire is for no one ever to ask, is that guy a Christian? If they never speak to me, I do not want any question in their mind that I'm a Christian. I don't want any doubt. I want to be a true reflection. I want to be the big harvest moon. My grandpa used to Comanche moon, you know, the big one. Kind of looks like you reach out and touch it. It lights everything up as bright as day. That's the way I want to reflect God. Now there are times I look like, you know, quarter moon, you know, the thumbnail. I'm sure. But no matter what I do, I am a reflection of my God. Whether I'm a good reflection or a bad reflection is on me. In Ephesians 5:13, he said, Ephesians 5:6, he said, let no one deceive you with empty words. Because of such things, God's wrath comes. Whoa, man, I'm just trying to try this again. Do not let anyone deceive you with empty words. For because of such things, God's wrath comes on those who are disobedient. Therefore, do not be partners with them. For you were once darkness, now you are light in the Lord. Live as children of light. For the fruit of light consists in all goodness, righteousness, and truth. And find out what pleases the Lord. Have nothing to do with the fruitless deeds of darkness, but rather expose them. For it is shameful even to mention what the disobedient do in secret. But everything exposed by the light becomes visible. For it is the light that makes everything visible. All right. We need light for everything. Absolutely everything. We were watching a TV show, a veterinary TV. We have animals and we watch veterinarian shows. So watching, and this lady said, you know, when we take calcium in, our body cannot process calcium. It takes vitamin D. And where do we get vitamin D? Sunlight. Right? Somebody's going to say, no, from milk. No, from sunlight. That's what you were thinking? See? Sunlight is what gives us the vitamin D to process the calcium. But why do we need calcium? For everything. For every muscle, every process, everything in our body to work, we have to have calcium. Let's go a little further. Who likes vegetables? There's a few of them are going, no, I'm a carnivore. Yeah. Well, who's a vegetarian?
Well, no. I'm a vegan.
A vegan?
Except barbecue.
I had a little girl come visit one time with my daughter, and she said, I was going to cook something, right? I break out the hamburgers and stuff. She said, I'm a vegetarian. So what's the cow? So we're good, right? She didn't think it was good either. So anyway, vegetables. How many vegetables do we eat that fruit at night? She's going, huh? Okay. How many vegetables do we eat that do their photosynthesis at night?
Mushrooms.
How many of them bloom at night? How many of them, I'm not going to say how many of them we pick at night, we pick plenty of them at night. What we have to have is we have to have sunlight. We have to have the ultraviolet rays, or whatever you want to call it, for them to turn oxygen into carbon dioxide to make vegetables so we can feed it to the cows so we can have steak. See, I eat vegetables.
There you go.
So, and that's what salad is good for, feeding the cows so you can have steak. So anyway, we have to have light. We have to have sunlight. If we go out and pick in the garden at night, I promise you, we're going to have lights on. Because there are two things at night that come out that we won't know part of. And we have them both at our place. Guess. Coyotes. How about scorpions and snakes? The snakes aren't bad. Except when they're like copperheads and cottonmouths and they like hang out in the garden to eat the rats and mice. You know what I mean? But we have them there. As a matter of fact, I almost ran into one. One night, at night, we had a little swimming pool we set up, and I filled it up, and it ended up being full at like midnight. So I got there, turned the hose off, and I heard it. I'm like, oh man, we got a leak in this thing. I'm feeling down below it. It's over there, okay. Oh wait, it's over there. Wait a minute. So I went inside and I got a light.
I was gonna say, okay.
And I walked back out and I clicked the light on, and there was a water moccasin. It goes like this, and I said, oh no. So I grabbed a T-post and I pinned it. Now, it was behind the feed barrel, so I'm like this with a light and a T-post, hollering, PJ! PJ! And I whistled, and I can whistle kind of loud. PJ said I looked out the window and I saw him doing yoga over the barrels. And knew exactly what was going on. So she runs out with a shovel. We chop his old head off. But the thing is, had I not got a light and I kept chasing that leak,
How you found it?
I would have found something. So we have a light when we pick at night. Has anyone been stung by a scorpion? It ain't fun. It is not fun. Huh? Yeah, she has a light too for that. It's a UV light. Did you know them suckers glow when you hit them with UV lights? That is too cool. Except when you walk in the greenhouse, it goes click, and it's all glowing. Yeah. I divorced the greenhouse, and she breaks out the bug killer. So, at night, not a lot of good things are happening. The good stuff happens during the day. The dishonest folks break into houses at night, right? Nobody's there, nobody can see. Some folks are going, no, dude, we do it during the day. But no, most of the time, crime happens at night because it's easier to get away with it. You know, not a lot of people can see you. The cameras can't hit you as good, things like that. Well, why not do it during the day? Because then there's people with guns and stuff like that come and get you. I'm looking around and people are going, yeah, okay, I know now why you're here. Never mind. Folks, when it happens at night, when things happen at night, with no light shined on it, it's probably not a good thing. Unless you're looking at stars. When it happens during the day, if someone is proud to do something during the day, it's usually a good thing. Usually a good thing. God is the light. The first thing that happened, he said, let there be light. God likes the light. God is the light. Remember? Let there be light. There was light. Then he separated the water from the land. I can help you out. That's in page 1 of the Bible. Lee was over here going, where is that? Light. Are you a good reflection of the light of God? I've given you examples about the darkness, but are you a good example of the light of God, or a good reflection? Because if not, if you read on in Matthew, you're going to hear something about that there will be a time when people say, Lord, Lord. And I'll say, depart from me, I never knew you, and you'll be cast into the outer darkness. Let's go like this. If the city is light during the day, and you go out past my place, out in East Texas, and there are some places in East Texas that they have to pipe in sunlight, because that's way back there. At night, that's going to be outer darkness. And if you've ever been out there, when I was in the Army, we used to go out, and I thought it was cool, go out there at night, and go in the field and play Army, and then, the storm clouds come in which they had this inside message board with God, because they knew exactly when the storms were coming. And that's when they planned the field trips. I know this. If we go out there and sure enough, storm clouds roll up, and you know what? You lose yourself quickly. Because it's dark. Pitch black. That's what it's like being in outer darkness, folks. You get lost. You don't know your way around. You're alone. And no matter how much people say they love being alone, but I'm the same way. I love to be by myself. I love to be alone. But not all the time. Not all the time. I need to have family around me. I need to have God in me. And I want to reflect God. I want my family to reflect God. I want my church to reflect God. And I want you to remember this. I said it last week. I don't own this church. I say my church because I belong to the church. This is our church. This church is part of the kingdom of God. And we should reflect ourselves as such. Do you? When people look at you, and as I've said, you're the only Bible some people read. As people look at you, are you a reflection of the Bible that they need to read? Or do they look and go, didn't that person say he was a Christian? Because I'm not seeing it, Or why do I have to go to church? I can do the same stuff he's doing. And I'm not pointing at you in particular. I'm just kind of pointing in the general direction. So, how do you become a part of the family of God? How do you become a reflection of the true living God, the light of the world? It's simple. It's a simple prayer. It's not hard to do. You can't buy it. You can't work for it. You can't chase it. You can't steal it. It's a gift. And it's free. Follow me in a word of prayer. Lord, I've been in the dark. I've lost my way, Lord. Lord, I need you to turn the light on for me. Lord, I need you to come inside me so I can have the light in me. I can see the right way, Lord. I need you to lead me in the right way. Lord, I want to be a reflection of you. I ask you to come in my heart, fill me up with your Holy Spirit, empty the sin out of me and seal it up, Lord. Walk with me here on earth. Lord, let me follow you right on into heaven. Lord, ask these things in your name. Amen. Isn't that a simple prayer? Not hard to do.